You've gotten.
Okay, warm welcome. I am Mutuye Eric, and this is ZaNiheza. We are at Kigali Genocide Memorial, where we come to commemorate the Tutsi victims buried here who were killed in 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. So, some of the important parts that I can inform you is that the Kigali Genocide Memorial includes 3 permanent exhibitions, the largest of which documents the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. There is also a children's memorial and an exhibition on the history of genocide violence around the world. So, the educational Centre Gardens and Genocide Archive of Rwanda contributes to a meaningful tribute to those who perished and provide a powerful educational experience for survivors. So, the memorial has 5 primary objectives, which are to provide, of course, a dignified place for burial for victims of the 1994 genocide victims against the Tutsi, actually Tutsis genocide. The second is to inform and educate visitors actually about the causes, implementation, and the consequences of the genocide and under genocides throughout the history. So the third important objective is to teach visitors about what we can do or what they can do to prevent future genocides. The fourth is to provide a documentation center for record, actually to record an evidence or evidences of the genocides, testimonies of the genocide survivors, and the details of genocide victims. So in 1999, the city of Kigali provided the land where a place of remembrance could be built, and where victims of the genocide against the Tutsi could be buried, but dignificantly. So the construction of the Kigali Genocide Memorial began the same year, and the process of burying the victims began in 2001. So today, the memorial serves the final resting place for more than 250,000 victims of the genocide. I am Mutuye Eric Benjamin. Let's take a short break. I will come right back.
ZaNiheza stands together with Rwanda and the whole world to commemorate the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi.
Fighting all genocide against the Tutsi deniers and preserve our history for the future generations to know where we came from and plan a prosperous, peaceful country, Rwanda.
We take inspiration from those who step forward and refuse to be bystanders.
We appreciate the courage of the survivors to forgive, and it motivates us to build a better and peaceful Rwanda and the world.
As the youth, we fight against all kinds of genocide ideologies, segregation, and all hate-fueling activities.
Together we raise our voices against genocide ideologies. Remember, unite, renew.
Tuzahora tubibuka.
Remember.
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 Kwibuka.
Kwibuke twiyubaka.
Yes, I am back again. So here is the garden we are entering, where we are going to register and to be given the informations and the rules to be followed here in the Genocide Memorial. We are with 15 ZaNihezians, where we will be visiting the site today. So another thing, another important, there is only 250,000, but the 1994 genocide took over 1 million lives of victims. Actually, it is a very big number.
Jeff Koinange, and I'm here outside the Kigali Genocide Memorial. I've just spent the better part of the morning going through this memorial here in Rwanda's capital, Kigali. I tell you, folks, I would recommend this to everyone out there for the sake of humanity. What happened in this country more than 25 years ago, and it's going on long every year, is something that should never happen anywhere else, folks. The amount of sorrow and horror that exists here should never happen everywhere else. The best part about this Genocide Memorial is the hope that's coming out of it. There's a whole new generation of young people who are saying, never again. Kwibuka, which means never forget. Yes, they have forgiven, but they haven't forgotten. That's my message to people out there. Come, visit the Kigali Genocide Memorial. Come see it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Come see it for yourself. Once you go through these doors here, any evil thoughts, any thoughts of hate, any thoughts of negativity will simply dissipate. We have to keep hope alive, folks, and hope through a young generation growing up out there. Thank you. Good luck. God bless you all.
ibintu kuje kubinyambika.
Hello everyone, how is everyone doing this morning? This is Charles. As my team gets ready, let me know how is the sound. Thank you for joining us today for this amazing live. We are remembering our own who perished in the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, and I thank all of you to be here with us. And we have a team on the ground in Rwanda, and as you join us Tell us where you're watching us from. Tell us how is the sound. It does take a lot of technical prowess to bring you this event. In this case, from these two locations, I am live from Vancouver, and my team is live from Kigali. And we appreciate your time. I was 16 years old when the genocide against the Tutsi started. It's a day I remember really well, and I will never forget. It was before my 16th birthday, and I lived through those horrors for 100 years, surviving it myself, and we lost a lot of people, over 1 million souls. And today we will be honoring our own brothers and sisters, mothers, fathers. Um, I have to pause. It's such an emotional time always when we remember, so that our own are not forgotten. As we proceed, I am just liaising with my team in Kigali to see if they are ready. They are sitting in a room, and we can certainly appreciate what ZaNiheza is doing today. I'm just gonna bring my team back and to see how they are doing, and we can continue this program. We have a chat that is open. You are more than welcome to leave comments, and let's keep watching. Let's remember, unite, and renew. Once again, thank you. I will now go back to Rwanda and see what my team, what they are doing at this present time.
ZaNiheza stands together with Rwanda and the whole world to commemorate the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi.
Fighting all genocide against the Tutsi deniers and preserve our history for the future generations to know where we came from and plan a prosperous, peaceful country, Rwanda.
We take inspiration from those who step forward and refuse to be bystanders.
We appreciate the courage of the survivors to forgive, and it motivates us to build a better and peaceful Rwanda and the world.
As the youth, we fight against all kinds of genocide ideologies, segregation, and all hate-fueling activities.
Together we raise our voices against genocide ideologies. Remember, unite, renew.
Tuzahora tubibuka.
Remember.
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 Turibuka.
Kwibuke twiyubaka.
We can certainly appreciate all the efforts that goes through in pulling an event like this and live with some challenges that we may have. As you join us in our chat box, kindly tell us where you are watching us from. Um, as we wait for the team in Rwanda to be ready, they are now at the Kigali Memorial live, and it's very hard to digest that for us who witnessed that moment that it happened. It did happen. We definitely want to preserve those memories, and hence we're holding this event. Um, Once again, yeah, thank you for joining us. Let me know how is the sound. That's always one thing we want to check to make sure that that is working. Um, and such a moment brings a lot of painful memories. We honor the survivors. Wherever you are in the world, stay strong. Even after 27 years, the memories may still be felt. They may still be um, fresh to many of us who were present during that time. However, we would like to certainly turn the page, as our president said, and look to a much better future. Tuzahora tubibuka. You are more than welcome to write in the chat to tell us where you are watching us from, to send a message of solidarity, a message of unity. Um, there are some people out there who still deny that the genocide happened, and that's rather sad. I was there myself. I was 16 years old during that time, or almost turning 16 at the beginning of it anyway. And to me, the memories are still vivid. We at ZaNiheza, we aim to bring the culture, experience, and the history of our country. And in our experiences, Kigali Memorial Center is one of those places where we will take you for a visit. And so that you can learn about that moment in history, so that you can know that the Rwanda we have today literally rose from the ashes. And we are grateful for that. We are humbly grateful for that. We are humble for the leadership we have in place that has allowed to foster a much prosperous and unified country. There is something I read today that I would like to share with the world. Let me know how is the sound. This is a speech by our president that I would like to quote. before I bring back my team. It might not seem possible. Let me know how is the sound. Quote, this is by President Paul Kagame. It's a speech he did. It might not seem possible for a nation to heal from genocide so quickly. And some might think that our reconciliation is surface level, but it runs deeper than that. If we were truly a nation playing make-believe, our progress would have been impossible. Rwanda's per capita GDP has grown nearly 500% since the genocide. And I understand that economics might seem like a dry subject, but you must consider that it represents Rwandans working together and trading together and trusting each other. It represents a consensus that our best future is a shared one. Without true reconciliation, we would have never come this far. Do tribes still exist in Rwanda? Of course. There will always be divisions between us. I can't ask people to forget about these things, but I tell them, consider the ways that we are a single tribe. We all speak one language. We all have the same culture and dances and behaviors. So be proud of who you are, but also be proud of being Rwandan, because that is something all of us are. I will now bring back the team in Rwanda. Yes, hello there. Hello there.
So right now we are actually we ended the first part, which is to watch a short movie. It is a short movie of 9 minutes, which includes the testimonials of the genocide survivors. So it is absolutely a sad story of the genocide survivors who saw the genocide perpetrators killing their parents and friends, those who've been left, who have been raped, those who have been there, actually who have been cutted some of their parts, some of their body parts. So it is a sad story that we do not want that it can ever happen. So in short, that is what we was doing inside the room, the first part of this visit. So let's take a short break. I will come right back while we end the second short visit in the site, which includes the history, the plan, how genocide have been planned, how it have been implemented, and the consequences. I am Eric, catch us live again in some minutes.
Thank you, Eric. I understand that they will be going inside the museum, and it is my understanding that we are not allowed to film inside, so we will have to wait until that is done before we can continue with the program. As you join us in the chat box, feel free to let us know where you are watching us from. Um, and send a message of unity, send a message of peace. Um, uh, inside the museum, it's not allowed to film. As the program evolves, stay tuned with us. We have a poem towards the end that we would like to share with the world. Um, and we will be connecting with the team in Kigali again soon. I once again thank you for joining us today for this live. Today is on April 9th. The commemoration, the event started on April 7th. That's a few days ago. And in the beginning, we played a clip of Jeff Koinange, who left a very powerful message, a message of remembrance for this event. If you are outside of Rwanda and if you are in Rwanda, I would highly recommend to visit the memorial sites that we have in Rwanda, and they are all across the country. And when you do that, then you can learn more about that time in history of our country. It is 27 years ago that it happened, and we've seen a lot of changes since then. And that's a good thing that we've seen a lot of changes. Since I myself, I left in 1994. Like many who were young and youth at that time, we left. Some of us were able to return sooner, and others, like myself, it took time. Today, we really honor our own who perished, as I said. For us who were of an age we can see and feel, I still remember very vividly. While I have not shared much about what happened, there are books that you can read. One such book was written by General Romeo Dallaire, Shake Hands with the Devil. It is a book that I would recommend. I read it when it first came out, and really many thanks to General Romeo Dallaire for writing that book, which I understand it was very painful for him to do, and to any witnesses who has had the courage to tell their story and to pen it. I would like to say thank you for doing that. It is not easy to relive the memories, the sad memories of such time, because it really takes you back. It takes you back. Rwanda, and if you are in Rwanda, I would highly recommend. It takes you back. Whether a book will be written by me one day, I'm not sure. It takes you back. I have made an effort to read many books that survivors have written. Immaculée Iribagiza is one who spent 90 days in a tiny toilet, how with others. I think there were many in that small space, and she also wrote a book about that. These books are testimonies from those who survived the horrors of the genocide, and take a moment, take time to go find them and to read them. It is then you realize how such an event is something we can never forget. Hence the theme, remember, unite, renew. As we reflect on this, I know this live is not a really lively moment. It's not the usual one where we are having a more lively subject, but I felt it was really important that we talk about this. I would like to replay the message by Jeff Koinange because I believe that was such a beautiful message of hope he dedicated, and we'll be right back.
Jeff Koinange, and I'm here outside the Kigali Genocide Memorial. I've just spent the better part of the morning going through this memorial here in Rwanda's capital, Kigali. I tell you, folks, I would recommend this to everyone out there for the sake of humanity. What happened in this country more than 25 years ago, and it's going on long every year, is something that should never happen anywhere else, folks. The amount of sorrow and horror that exists here should never happen everywhere else. The best part about this Genocide Memorial is the hope that's coming out of it. There's a whole new generation of young people who are saying, never again. Kwibuka, which means never forget. Yes, they have forgiven, but they haven't forgotten. That's my message to people out there. Come, visit the Kigali Genocide Memorial. Come see it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Come see it for yourself. Once you go through these doors here, Any evil thoughts, any thoughts of hate, any thoughts of negativity will simply dissipate. We have to keep hope alive, folks, and hope through a young generation growing up out there. Thank you, good luck, and God bless you all.
And we are back. I understand that the team has gone inside, and it may take a while. They have gone inside. It may take a while. Since we're not allowed to film inside, and that's quite understandable. Yeah, I have not seen any chat. Are we having any challenges? I have not heard anyone um, commenting on where they are watching from. I do, however, would like to thank you for joining us for this um, live, and yeah, send us a message of hope. In the chat. Send us your yeah, in the chat. I understand, in the chat. Just kindly be patient as we progress through the program. The team has gone inside. They are inside the museum, and we are not allowed to film inside. And you know, the genocide against the Tutsi took 100 days, 100 painful days, and you know, in honor of our own who perished and any friends of Rwanda, we can certainly kindly be patient as we wait for the team to come back so that we can honor the millions of the Tutsi Rwandans killed in 1994. I was myself there. I survived the horrors. It's something that resonates to me really well. I saw everything at 16. Most of the my team, they were not born. Most of the ZaNihezans were not born. They were not born, and we have an amazing poem that we would like to share with the world. And I would kindly invite you to stay as we reflect to what happened 27 years ago. I would I would I would humbly um, uh, request that you keep on watching us, and the team should be out soon, and we'll be able to resume activities that we had planned for you, for the world, for us to give you an experience live from Kigali by ZaNiheza, and you can appreciate the efforts that goes into planning an event like this. It is a moment of sorrow for many of us, for many survivors, um, this is something that they have to relive every day of their lives. It's not easy, folks. It's not easy. It's not easy. You can tell myself I have difficulties digesting those, um, what um, what to say. What can you say? What can we not say? Only we can remember, unite, and renew, really, such as the theme, and never again. Never again. We don't want to see those atrocities ever, 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 ever again. The peace we have in Rwanda right now was fought. Um, uh, and a lot of sacrifices was made, and we thank the young women and men who made it possible, who gave their lives so that first they can end the genocide. Um, being in Kigali in Rwanda in 1994, death surrounded the hills, the beautiful thousand hills everywhere you went. And we can now tell the new generation about what happened, so that the history is preserved and the memories are preserved, and that's what we would like to do. And that's what we are doing. I understand that the team has gone inside, and we are waiting for them to come out. It should not take that long. So I would ask anyone who is watching to kindly be patient and to tell us where you are watching us from. I have not seen that many. The comment may be closed, but the chat box is open. As we wait, I will read something I saw on one of the travelers that I hosted on our channel. Her name is Georgia, and she did a post today. I'm always looking around and see what people are saying. 27 years later, Rwanda is thriving. 27 years later, Rwanda is among the top nations in Africa for ease of doing business. 27 years later, Rwanda is in the top countries, forgive me, travel bucket list. 27 years later, Rwanda is the safest and most clean city in Africa. 27 years later, there are lions in Akagera, gorillas protected in the Virunga Mountains, rainforest to be trekked and amaze you in every single step, lakes to soothe you when you feel you've had enough. 27 years later in Rwanda, I met some of the most respectful, loving, caring, friendly, and welcoming people I have ever met. 27 years later, Rwandans have picked themselves up and created what seems to be a very bright future for themselves. 27 years later, the world should be in awe of Rwanda, but it's not. 27 years later, the world has still the wrong perception about this country. How is this fair? How is this okay? it is time that this perception changes. It is time that this perception changes. This is by Georgia Mosque. She was our guest. You can see one of the video. She fell in love with Rwanda, originally from Greece, and she wrote that post on her Instagram, which you can follow G. That mosque. And I believe that's a really a powerful statement of what we are seeing 27 years later. As we remember, we also have to absolutely recognize the tremendous effort put in place. So I would recommend that that you learn about the history, our history. If you have not, you read the books that I have recommended. There are many, many, many more. As I have, not only I am a survivor, I have also read the history, because as we know, when you are in a place going through events, you don't get the full picture of what every other individual people may be going through at the same time. So it is by reading those other stories that you get an overall picture of what was happening when you were present at that time. Once again, yeah, tell us where you are watching from. Tell us, send a message of unity, message of peace. This is a very difficult life for me to do. As you can tell, it is not easy. It's very challenging in every sense, every way. I'm not the one who is short for words. I am at this present moment. And I'm also hopeful about the years ahead, the future ahead. And I would like to take this moment to thank the many friends of Rwanda, to thank the many Rwandans who helped survivors see the light of the day. And the survivors who keeps finding the strength to tell their story, to go back in time and share their story so that we never forget. ZaNiheza, as some of you know, we are a travel company that aims at enriching experiences through travel, culture, and technology in Africa. By the way, it's not just in Rwanda. Our focus is on the culture. It's who we are as people, and with the culture comes definitely history. It's history, learning more about the people, the way of life, understanding how the people, how they live. We definitely want to do that. At the same time, we aim at changing the negative perceptions or the negative narratives that sometimes remains the status quo of our history. We will be showing you some of the images. I was walking around Vancouver, where I am at the present time, and talking to the locals to see what they know about Rwanda, and it's quite shocking that the many people I talked to, the 5 people, the only message, the only thing they remember about or they knew about Rwanda is our sad history, the genocide of 1994 against Tutsi, and that seems to be that. And I think my team is almost back. They're coming back. So let's see what they have to say, and then we will continue. Hello, Eric.
Hello.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Sure.
Can you tell me where you were? Can you tell us where you were for the last 25 for the last minute? Tell us what was going on so that we know.
Yeah, actually, during the last 25 minutes, we were in the first part of the site. No, in the second part, because the first part was where we watched a short movie. Actually, even the second part, actually, due to the actually to have more than 20 categories, where some categories have also the short videos actually related to that category. So it is a bit difficult to say in brief what is here, but an example is that like we watched different movies, as I told you, and actually there is actually those categories at the pre-colonial period, actually before the coming of Germans to Rwanda, because it is Germany who come up with colony here in Rwanda for the first place. And so the second, it is actually it is not the second, but it is some of them. There is colonial times, a divided society, a path to a final solution. Here it is civil war followed, which resulted in the internal displacement of Rwandans, where over 700,000 Tutsis were exiled from the country between 1959 to 1973 as a result of the ethnic cleansing encouraged by the Belgian colonists. So another part, it is apocalypse. Apocalypse, that category or that part shows the materials used during genocide, even before genocide, including guns and local weapons used here in Rwanda. So there is devastations. Devastations are the things destroyed by genocide. The first thing, it is unity. Actually, unity was the first thing destroyed by genocide and even the ideology of genocide itself. So, another thing is the refugee crisis. As I told you, during 1959 to 1973, it is a big number of 700,000 of Rwandans who were exiled due to the case. But during genocide, more than even a million, because it is counted that during genocide or by September, the country counted more than 2 million Rwandans who were refugees. So another thing, another part which is in the second phase, I'm going to use a phase because the first phase is to show a short movie of testimonials. The second part, it is the history of the pre-colonial, during the colonial time, and they are also the bodies of victims where you can see them in a glass, which is very emotional. So another part is in that second phase, it is the legacy of genocide or the negative consequences of genocide, 1994 genocide, including the destruction of infrastructure, only even the loss of over than 1 million victims, the loss of unity in Rwanda, and even the diplomatic image of the country. So we also, in that part, in that second phase, we also saw 6,000 photos. It is even more than 6,000 photos of victims that have been collected for now. But I think that also CNLG, the National Commission for Fighting Against Genocide, and I Just Trust is encouraging people who still have the photos of people who are buried here to bring it and be safely kept in the museum. So that is the second phase. Right now, we are going to proceed with the third phase, which is the site, actually the site for children's. It is in the first floor. So I think that maybe I can we can take a short break, and I will be back when we are from that historical site specifically for children.
Eric, before you go, thank you for that report. Have you left? Okay, I guess Eric has left. Before we take a break, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I just need to ask you a question because most people don't know you are an author, upcoming author, and you are working on a book. Can you tell us about that project?
Yeah, my book, it is a book which I wrote since 2017. Now it's 4 years, and maybe if God wish, I may publish it this year or the next. Actually, it is a history. It is a historical book, basically on genocide, which will bring together more than 89 testimonials of the genocide survivors, and in that 89 testimonials, there will be also the testimonies of the perpetrators themselves, the soldiers who are actually the former RPF soldiers, even those who saved the lives of the Tutsis who had been hunted. So it is a very interesting book that I think that will give an image, a true image. Actually, it is a contribution to show what happened here in Rwanda, not only for those who are alive now, who live now, but even for the future, that our friends, our grandchildren will know what happened in Rwanda in a direct message that will be a book, so that the messages of those who saw genocide, those genocide survivors, because we still have them and we still love them, that their messages can stay original for 1,000 years. So once the book will be ready and once it will be published, I think that the general public, including also our fellow followers, will be the first to know about that.
Thank you. So what I'm wondering is, so because were you born? When were you born? In the 90s, late 90s? Because you are young, I assume. Were you born
in the late 90s? Yeah.
Like when?
1998.
Okay, so you were born after the genocide, and you are writing a book about the history. So what was your driver, inspiration to pen that story?
Yeah, the inspiration, I'm sorry to say, it is a negative inspiration, because I used to see people's negationists, those who deny the genocide deniers, who says always on social media, even in some places, that genocide didn't happen, that it's that it's a lie, that it's a political issue that have been organized by the current government. So because I don't have time to respond to them, to respond each and every one of them, I choose to write a book that will always answer them, so that even those, Charles, like you see, some of the parents, though we appreciate the parents who were in the according to the former races in Rwanda, who were Hutus, who accepted to tell their children the truth, who are accepted to educate their children in a right way of fighting the genocide ideology. So there are also some others who lies their children, maybe because they are ashamed of their of what they did, or of what their friends did. So even right now, CNLG in their reports showed that there is over like 16, I think it's 16 percent of the youth who still have the genocide ideology, and while they were born, even after genocide, like me. So a true medicine for that, or a true cure, a very good cure for that, it is to write a book where even those children will read and ask their parents the reason why they lied them. So they are also welcomed here the Kigali Genocide Memorial, as other genocide memorial here in Rwanda, but also my book will contribute to that foundation of creating a peaceful mind, a peaceful country, and a country without the genocide ideology. So my inspiration was to fight against the ideology that is even now in the Rwandan youth, though there are not many, but we don't even want those few to be there.
Thank you, Eric. So I guess we can proceed. So what is next now? As we proceed, we can go to the next phase of our event.
Yeah, sure. Right now we are going in the third phase. I'm sorry to call the third phase, but it is a specific part of the children here in the Kigali Genocide Memorial. So I think that maybe we can take a short break and we will come after visiting that site.
How long are you going to be on that side? Do you know? I assume we cannot film there, or are we allowed to film?
So it is like only 10 minutes. In 10 minutes we will be back.
Okay, we'll see you in 10 minutes. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you very much, Alice.
Okay, so here you have it. Thank you for your patience. We will wait for 10 minutes. They are as respectively it should be. There are many areas where we are not allowed to film, and we are almost at the end. This is the experience that you will definitely see when you put yourself there. I see some people who have joined us. Hello, Rex. Thank you for watching us today. And hello, Nyongabo Eric. Yes, indeed. Eric, that we're speaking to is our technical writer. He is an author. He is an author, and that is quite impressive. So kindly be patient with us as we get towards the end. We have an amazing poem that is worth really staying towards the end for. Keep sending us a message of unity, a message of hope and reconciliation. The entire team, literally the entire team, almost 12, 13 of them, they've headed to the Kigali Genocide Memorial today. And this only happens once a year, folks. It only happens once a year. I was thinking that this year in 2021, it's actually quite special because we didn't get to hold an event like this 2020 because of the lockdown around the world. And today we are holding such an event. It's nice to see the world out again, I must say. As much as it's a sad day, sad time, sad day to remember, it is good in a way to see the world that we can do certain activities that we were not able to do in 2020, such as today's event, where for the last 26 years, 25 years really, except last year, an event was held to commemorate such time. So it's bittersweet. It is bittersweet. For us in the travel, it could be positive signs that despite this heavy pandemic, there is a resumption of activities. Is this a sign of some form of normalcy starting again? Perhaps as we wait the team to come back, I will play the message, and we'll be right back.
ZaNiheza stands together with Rwanda and the whole world to commemorate the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi.
Fighting all genocide against the Tutsi and preserve our history for the future generations to know where we came from and plan a prosperous, peaceful country, Rwanda.
We take inspiration from those who step forward and refuse to be Pakistanis.
We appreciate the courage of the survivors to forgive, and it motivates us to build a better and peaceful Rwanda and the world.
As the youth, we fight against all kinds of genocide ideologies, segregation, and all hate-fueling activities.
Together we raise our voices against genocide ideologies. Remember, unite, renew.
Tuzahora tubibuka.
Remember.
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 Turibuka.
Kwibuke twiyubaka.
And I am back. If you are watching us at this present time, please let me know in the comment where you are watching us from. That's appreciated, so that we can see where you are, which part of the world you are, and we can appreciate even more for you taking time to certainly join us. Feel free to use the chat and share your thoughts, share your comments, your feedback. And for those younger generation as well, because there are a lot of young people who were born after 1994. If you are one of those persons, just feel free to tell us, where were you in 1994? That's one question that I have, because I'm curious to know, because most of you were not born, and most of you, because I was born. Like I said earlier at the beginning of this, I was 16 years old. We saw the team wearing a black T-shirt with a 24. That's a 42, which is 24 reversed. That is symbolic to us, because 24 years is the time between 1994, when I left, until I returned in 2018. So in the event you are wondering why we have this T-shirt of 24 and 42 in reverse, that is why we wanted to mark that. And the 24 is also connected to a song that I wrote, and that came out last year when I was 42. We are presently waiting for the team to finish their segment, I think, before we continue. And while you do that, keep on following us. We will have a poem towards the end that I would recommend. It's definitely worth staying towards the end for. I know it's been quite some time now, and such is the case when you hold an event such as this one. Patience is required. I know it's not as a thrilling event as we would like to see, and therefore I appreciate each and every one of you for your patience. Um, and for watching us from all over the world. We have viewers as far as Russia. That's quite impressive. Um, we will continue to raise awareness and share the history, um, share our history. Um, I believe anytime now the team should be returning. There are many places where we are not allowed to film, and we need to respect that. Um, and when they are back, we will be concluding this event with the last leg of the event. Um, feel free to comment. We are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube, we are live on Twitter as well. That's 3 places at the same time. So if you're watching us from Twitter, hello. If you're watching us from YouTube, hello. If you're watching us from Facebook, hello. It's quite early in North America. It's 7:47 in Vancouver, 10 a.m. almost 11 in back in the east, and with the time zone, it can be quite a challenge to reach all our viewers. So I hope you watch this when you get home, or when you wake up, or after work, or during your lunch break. And catch up and have this virtual overview of this live this moment. We are waiting for the team to come back, and we have an amazing poem towards the end. So I would highly recommend that you stay until the end. And we can end up with that. If you are not from Rwanda and you would like to learn more about this event, and learn about our history, and if you're looking for books to read, feel free to send us an email, and we'll be more than happy to that's the email to find books for you to read. There are a number of books to read, and we can certainly say one of my favorite, as I said earlier, is Shake Hands with the Devil by Meliah. That's an amazing book. That's the one I would recommend to read. As for those who don't know, Romeo was the peace. He's a Canadian. He's from Canada. He was there in 1994. He was the head of the peacekeeping forces, and he recounts what he saw in the 100 days. And it is a quite moving book. There are also many books written by survivors uh, for which we are grateful for. Myself, I have not mastered those energy to write a book. It takes a lot. And we will try to also post some of those survivors so we can hear their stories. I know we've played this more than once. As we wait for the team, I would like to play the message again by Joseph, by Jeff Koinange, I should say. And I will be right back.
Jeff Koinange, and I'm here outside the Kigali Genocide Memorial. I've just spent the better part of the morning going through this memorial here in Rwanda's capital, Kigali. I tell you, folks, I would recommend this to everyone out there for the sake of humanity. What happened in this country more than 25 years ago, and it's going on long every year and every year, is something that should never happen anywhere else, folks. The amount of sorrow and horror that exists here should never happen everywhere else. The best part about this genocide memorial is the hope that's coming out of it. There's a whole new generation of young people who are saying, never again. Kwibuka, which means never forget. Yes, they have forgiven, but they haven't forgotten. That's my message to people out there. Come, visit the Kigali Genocide Memorial. Come see it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Come see it for yourself. Once you go through these doors here, any evil thoughts, any thoughts of hate, any thoughts of negativity will simply dissipate. We have to keep hope alive, folks, and hope through a young generation growing up out there. Thank you. Good luck. God bless you all.
God bless you all. Do we have any comments? I believe Jeff was in Rwanda last year. That was in September that he made it to Rwanda. And that was at the height of still when we were coming out of the lockdown, and that's when that video came out. It is a quite powerful message. If you have anything you would like to share, please do so. If you just joined us, thank you. If you've been watching us from the beginning, thank you. We will be at the end very soon. We are waiting for the team to come back, as there are some areas we are not allowed to film, so please kindly be patient with us. Where we are allowed to film, we will be doing that. In the last, we will be laying flowers and saying last words, and that should be the end of this event. It's now coming to an hour. I'm usually not short of words, but in this life, in this moment where we try to preserve the history, it is quite challenging. We are waiting for the team to come back, and feel free to drop down in the comment to tell us where you are watching us from. That's always appreciated. Our community is 4,030 strong. Thank you to each and every one of you. We appreciate to have joined our community, to have joined us. it is appreciated. We started around March, but most of our videos went on June, July, and we've seen the growth. So we can only appreciate each and every one of you to have joined our community. Our aim is to raise awareness about Rwanda, about Africa. There are a lot of unknown facts about our history, and ZaNiheza, through our travel platform, we would like you to visit, learn more about our culture. Even if you are in Rwanda, you can still visit and discover the land of a thousand hills, or discover other parts of Africa. It's a 54 country, nation, and you will see, because I was on the ground yesterday talking to locals in Vancouver, and I had just a few questions to ask them about what they knew on Rwanda and so forth, and their answers are quite mind-blowing. We will be airing some of those footages soon, so I would invite you to stay tuned for that. We should have them premiering soon. Yeah, going back to 1994, it's really hard to fathom, to believe that we would have been alive today. But here we are. So here we are. I do thank each and everyone for joining. And yeah, I am really out of words. This is the first time we hold this live, obviously. We were brave to say this can be done, and let us know how we have done. I believe hello, Eric. Can you tell us what's going on? Yes, hello, Eric.
Yes.
Okay, so
Hi.
now what is next as we? So you finished visiting? Did you say the kids section?
Yeah, actually, I found that it is not only it's maybe something that we can correct a bit. It is not the children's section only, because it also includes another part where they shows genocide that took place in different areas of the world, including the genocide that happened in Europe, and made by Nazi. So there is also other places uh, that shows the right way to prevent the genocide, to fight against the genocide ideology, so that this genocide that happened in Rwanda, that happened in the other places of the world, that can never ever happen on this planet. So the last part, no, the another part is that part of the children's, which is the 36th, called the Tomorrow Lost. The Tomorrow Lost, it is a part that shows the children's who were killed in different manners, but bad ones, in 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Of course, they were killed in different ways. They liked different things. Actually, they were the future. Uh, Actually, they were the future uh, Rwandans. The Rwanda's future, but they were killed. So they died because they lacked a peaceful society in which to grow and flourish, and that is why uh, they were also given. Actually, they have been given a special place so that they can also remember it as uh, the victims, but who were also killed uh, in uh, in that time. So the next part is to go to put flowers in the honor of the victims, and the whole group is uh, is going to take a picture. After that, is going to take a picture, remembrance picture, so that we can show again the world that ZaNihezans with Rwanda in common commemorates and honors the victims of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Thank you, Charles.
All right, thank you. So let's go and let's do that, and so that we can lay the flowers, and I believe we will have final words. So take it away. The time seems to have passed as well. Thank you, Eric.
Okay, but maybe I think that this act can pass live because we are outside.
Sure. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So we are looking at the team laying down flowers, and once again, thank you for watching us. I believe, yes, Eric. Thank you for that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, are we going to say the poem, the speech that we prepared, and
Yeah, exactly. I think
so,
that in 1 or 2 minutes, Deborah Meliah will be prepared to give the poem.
okay, sounds good. While we wait, does anyone in the team want to say something as well? How is the mood over there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, for some, it is a pleasure to be here for the first time. But it is also a lesson. It is also a lesson to all of us who saw what happened in Rwanda, who had the time to read, though it is in brief, but it is a strong message that we will also give others who we left at home, who we left in our society, and who we discuss with on our social media platforms. I think that everyone who comes here takes a lesson and it takes a conclusion to fight against the genocide ideology, which results to all of this that we saw here. So another thing is that we can encourage the other youth as we came here to also come here to take a visit to see by themselves what happened in Rwanda, because the actually even the deniers lies those who did actually do those who did not have the chance to come here, but I think that coming here, observing the images, the bodies, may be one of the things that can help them to understand well what happened here in Rwanda, so that they can join others in fighting the genocide ideology. So I think that Meliah is now ready. I think that we can take a 10-second break, then we can continue with Meliah.
Thank you. Okay, so they will be back um, um, soon. We just laid flowers, and if you have been watching us from the beginning, that's great. Thank you. We appreciate if you just joined us as well. Thank you. Um, and we will be concluding today's ceremony with a speech and a poem. Thank you for watching us. This has been challenging and emotional, and we stayed through. I am just waiting for the team to get ready, and then we can conclude this. Hello, Meliah, are you ready? Hi.
Hi. Yes, I'm ready.
All right, go ahead. I will just have to remove myself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Asiimwe Hirwa Deborah Meliah. I'm a 16-year-old student at Agazo Shalom Youth Village. Today, ZaNiheza comes with the whole world to commemorate for the 27th time the genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda. I am the younger generation after the genocide, and I remember. As we remember for the 27th time the genocide against the Tutsi, we hold the backs of the survivors, those who never found the bodies of their loved ones, those who remember without memories, the ladies raped in the genocide, and stand together as Rwandans because though we had a dark past, we know we have a bright future to build and live. Rwanda passed through difficult times. We're one people that shared love, food, laughter, and memories, was divided by ethnicity, where what was love became hate and humanity was totally abandoned. Yes, it was a tragedy, but we stand and say never again. Children lost their parents, parents lost their children, couples lost their spouses, family members were lost. Yes, we lost over 1 million people in just 100 days, but never again. As a nation, we stand together to remember what happened as we learn from the dark past and keep our history in records, for it shall never be forgotten. Yes, shame the denials who deny what has happened and try to devalue its stages and intimidate the witnesses. Listen, I'm here to stand and say firmly in capital letters and bold in letters that there was a genocide against the Tutsi in 1994 in Rwanda. But we say and hold to our hearts and never again. We have the responsibility to fight against genocide ideologies, fight against discrimination, hate, and division in Rwanda and the whole world. We stand up to rebuild our country with hard work, commitment, and sacrifice. Indeed, as His Excellency Paul Kagame said, we cannot turn back the clock, nor can we undo the harm caused. But we have the power to determine the future and ensure that what happened never happens again. Ibyabaye byarabaye. But we have the power to shape our future. We are, so shall we continue. To the survivors, your strength and courage has motivated us to continue building a peaceful Rwanda and the world. I am the younger generation who was born after the genocide in 1994. I remember, not only to remember, but as a legacy that I and you shall leave to the younger generations in order to preserve our history and make sure that it does not happen again. We, the young generation of today, were born after the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. But we cannot forget that for the genocide against the Tutsi to happen in 1994, the youth played a very big role in its execution. Not to forget, we also recognize the effort and sacrifices that the youth of RPF selflessly gave to stop the genocide against the Tutsi. We salute the great sacrifice made for our country. This is to emphasize that the power of the youth, we can build or destroy. Let us aim to focus on building let us focus our energy on building and using our strength for the better of our country as we work to make our world a better place. Tuzahora tubibuka ndetse tuzarwubaka. Here is a poem that I wrote in memory of the innocent lives lost in 1994. Our love was profound. Our memories were ceaseless. Our bond was tight. Oh yeah, we shared milk, honey, and money. We had our backs in good and bad times. But suddenly, la tragédie s'est produite. What was love became a bore. Our bond was crushed. Ibyari amata bihinduka amaraso. Yewe nuko abari abavandimwe bahinduka abanzi. The country turned into a killing field. Machetes, stones, guns were used even on babies. Loud cries were the melody all around. Oh, c'était horrible. Nos amis étaient maintenant des chasseurs. Les forêts étaient des nouvelles maisons. Humans were no longer humane. Yes, you suffered and you went when you were still missed. Ariko, turabibuka kandi tuzahora tubibuka. We lost you when our hearts still longed for you. La tragédie nous a refusé le droit de vous rencontrer. Mais nous n'oublierons jamais la sincérité, l'unité et l'amour qui vous ont caractérisé. Turabibuka kandi tuzahora tubibuka. You were killed in the most barbaric way, leaving no memory to remember. Ariko twebwe mwasize ntituzigira tubibagirwa. Duharanira yuko ibyabaye bitazongera kubaho ukundi. Turabibuka kandi tuzahora tubibuka. I stand, yes, I stand for the young that were not there. Those who never got the chance to see you. Yes, I stand to say and act for a never again. Never again to genocide, never again to discrimination, never again to massacres. Oui, plus jamais. J'allume une bougie aujourd'hui en signe de force et de résilience. I remember, unite, and renew. Turabibuka kandi tuzahora tubibuka. Thank you.
Thank you for that moving and really amazing speech and poem, Deborah. We definitely appreciate. I think we will conclude this live. How was it going through this today for you?
It was very touching for me. I really went through the museum and it felt like something real. It's something very powerful to experience what happened in my country in 1994. But though it was just like I said, it was a very dark past. People were really humiliated and it's really devastating. But I stand today on behalf of all the young people and say that we need to build the future. We need to build a bright future and make sure that what happened never happens again. This has really taught me a lot. I've really learned a lot from visiting the memorial site, and I know that what I've learned from here will not only stay with me, but also extend to other people as we build a prosperous world, Rwanda and the world.
Thank you. Thank you for taking that time, and the team as well. Perhaps we can now end it here. I think the visit was amazing. So we are trying to see around there. Leon, thank you, everyone. Is the team around?
Yes, they're around.
All right. Can we point at them and so that we can say thank you?
Point at them.
They're around. All right. Hi, Meliah. Thank you. Yeah, you must be tired. Time to go home. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and we hope you have enjoyed this challenging time, and we hope to see you again. Bye.
Thank you very much for watching us today. If you have not subscribed, remember to subscribe and hit that bell button to stay updated about our upcoming videos. Don't forget to comment and like our videos and tell us what you think we should do more. Bye.